Konnichiwa minasan. We are doing another edition of Maki's Moto Shop, and it's everything car related, car techniques, car whatever. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about my parents, my family, relative to my car hobby. Some people out there, they have a good time with cars, they hot rod them, they customize them. They might have family, they might have friends that are very supportive of things, but unfortunately, as much as I like to say some good things about my parents, in this aspect, they are not supportive of the car hobby. They're nice people, yes, they help me out with some stuff, and they have very good intentions, but they've never ever been good to me about the car hobby at all. So, the struggle ensues. I come into some recent issues, and I can kind of see this coming along, but I own a 2005 Mercury Sable, and it's a beautiful car. It's a car that came from my parents. My father likes the car. My mother likes the car. It's got an element of luxury to it. Power this, power that, power everything pretty much but seats. The air conditioning works, there's plenty of power under the hood. The ride as well. When the car came into my hands, it had 10 tires, so when I looked at this and I said, wow, yeah, I needed a new car. I said, yeah, okay, they helped me out with this one. They let me have it. But, I set it in my mind. I said, you know what? I don't want to piss them off or upset them about anything. It's still something that, even though technically I own the car and I could do whatever I want with it, it's still something they helped me out and I see it as their car. And when they see it again, and I drive it up to my sister's driveway or drive it up to Maine to see them, they're seeing their car driven by me. So it really would break their heart or upset them if I did anything. So, I'm somewhat limited in my capability that I can do stuff, but this rust issue that's developing is quite serious. It's something that's been proliferating for years, and if you ever owned a Ford Taurus or Mercury Sable of that generation, then you come to realize that most of them have a tendency to rust, and it will start sneaking up the rear quarter panels and eventually develop holes and things that develop. And it first becomes unsightly, and then you can poke your finger through a hole. So I don't know about a lot of other places, but I know in Massachusetts, if you have something that's rusted out enough and you can poke a hole through it, or you actually have a hole in it, it's something that's not going to pass inspection because it's a rough edge ISO that's on the body, and it's declared not to be safe. Never mind, you get moisture and stuff that just gets in there anyway. So it's really a nasty situation. When analyzing this, I can see maybe I'll get another 2, 3 years out of the car legally without doing anything. But I have to emphasize this nastiness of my parents not being supportive of the car hobby, because I know of a way to fix this sort of thing and probably get a few more extra years out of the car. But the decision I'm going to have to make is now. I'm going to need some extra equipment. I know which equipment to get. And I'm on vacation this week, so if I plan anything, it's like now or never, pretty much. If I have a weekend here and there where I can work on things, fine, okay. My father might not be so much in the support of things. I am going to email him, because he liked the car so much. I'm going to find out what he thinks on it. So, we're going to put this in a casual manner. Try to keep it casual, try to keep it nice, try to keep it friendly. After all, I have to go and say, well, my father knows how to take care of the car, and he knows how to take care of the car best. You wash it, you change oil, and that's it. He might wax the car, maybe. But he's not into cars like I am. I have a few extra tricks up my sleeve for TLC. I'll probably reveal that out here sometime to kind of help people who might not know some of the things that I know. But my parents, they're not into that extra stuff. They use it, when something happens, okay, that's it. They're very much the types of people where they jump car. You know, they buy a car that looks nice on the outside, it runs well, blah 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 blah. They do it like the Rockefellers, and if something's not quite up to par with things, they don't like it, or it's something that doesn't reflect a certain Rockefeller type of image, they may get rid of it and get another car. So it's that sort of thing. It's the jump car syndrome. Who's jump car? I mean, I'm saying jump car is like a joke on to jump ship. Like if the ship's sinking, you jump ship, right? There you go. So it's that sort of thing. My father actually currently has my welder, and I define it as holding it hostage. He has it in his possession right now because he wanted to use it. He already made the assumptions. Oh, you're not going to use that, are you? Well, no, I'm not going to use it because, you know, I have this car and maybe I might not have time for it. But I figured if he helps me out with the car and he was nice enough, and I don't want to sound like a spoiled kid, because it's nice of him to do that. And I said, okay, yeah, you know, you can use the welder and I'll give you some of the stuff, you know, to use and show you how to use it a little bit and get him started with that sort of thing. But I think in all reality, he's holding that welder in his possession because he doesn't want to use it. So there's the game with that one. My goal is I'm going to get back to hot rodding, but I have to own my property. Some people, they get into cars, they like cars a lot, they want a hot rod, they want to customize. It can be a very frustrating thing, you know, if you don't have property. You either have to have friends that are very nice to you, or you have relatives that are supportive of the hobby, or your parents are just gung-ho and say, you know what, you can do that, we'll help you out with that. So, with my parents and the case, they've always fought with me with this kind of stuff. I hate it. I hate it. Sometimes, you know, there'd be situations where I might be welding at something, and I'll have to fight them off with the other hand. So it's that sort of thing. And my mother will get absolutely furious. Sometimes my father will chime in on that too, and they want to sit down and we want to talk like 2 or 3 hours and scold me about this, or just whatever. You know, it'll be a bunch of questions of yes, no, and then maybe, and I don't know. There's nothing that I could say that would probably make them happy about that. You know, I just can't take those lectures anymore. So since they're older and since they're retired and they go to visit my sister's house very often, I'm not going to take the chance to be sneaky about it. I can't afford to be sneaky. I have a full-time job, so I need to be here during the week. And if they show up, they show up. But if you're going to do something with the body of the car, it's going to be an involved process. I need to know that it's okay to do it so that I can complete the whole operation of things. Likely, he's not going to support the idea of doing anything with it. He's going to want me to get another car or whatever. But sometimes I do question, when they gave me this vehicle, how long they might want me to keep it. They probably think it's got another 10 years in it. In reality, it does. But they had no idea what's proliferating under the panels. And, you know, they probably didn't know that all those times that they drove the car through the salt and through the snow on the highway up there in Maine, that it would cause some serious damage underneath the rocker panels. You can't see it because there's a plastic piece that covers it, but that's exactly where the salt and that's exactly where the moisture and everything catches, and it pulls up and stays there. And what do you have that comes out of that? Rotted metal. You have holes that develop. So it's pretty nasty. I actually took one of those panels off, and I'll tell you how bad it was. I pretty much had a 6-foot long hole along the whole rocker panel edge. And that's all open. It's all open to the moisture and everything, which is pretty nasty. I'd like to fix it if it was okay by him. Part of me is saying, I want to do it. Part of me is saying, alright, well, I'm full-time, I'm making enough money, just get another car. Now, no matter what he says or what he does, this is kind of how my plan's going to go. I'm going to get a new car and probably park it. I'm not sure if when I find something that I like, I might trade in this one. It's going to depend on what the dealer does, but since I work at night, I'm not able to actually take all day to look for a car. So I have to be very careful about things and use every resource available to me to find what I need and, you know, exactly what I might be looking for. So hopefully that'll work out. But if I do keep the car and get the most mileage I can out of it, I'm going to have another car, I don't know, maybe a year or two from now. Park it somewhere. Park it at the place where I rent storage. And leave it there. It's all registered and insured and taken care of. And when I need a new car and it doesn't pass inspection, then boom, you know, jettison the pod and jump car with this one. But it really hits me deep in my heart. It's when you have a car like this, it only has like 108,000 miles. There's at least another 80, 90,000 miles left in it. The engineering of the car is fine. It just kind of kills me. Because I'm not that way about cars. I'm not that way about it. If I have a way to keep it on the road, then I'm going to keep it on the road. You know, I don't want something that's very unsightly, but, you know, under the circumstances where I don't have property, you do what you do, and, you know, that's it. A car is a whole car. It's not like getting a new pair of sneakers, you know? It gets you around, and some people have the sneaker mentality in them. And, you know, that's fine and dandy, but they cost some money, you know, and it's not a cheap ordeal. I'm very much strong in the effort of saving to buy property. I definitely want to get out of renting. And if I'm going to own property, I want to own property like a house with property that I can actually set a car out, do stuff without any trouble from anybody. So that's sort of the deal. Email my old man and find out what he says. This is going to probably be part 1 of a blog. And I'm going to make another blog, another vlog video out here to kind of let you know what happens to that. You people who have garages are very lucky people. It's a good thing. It's almost a thing of necessity. I've done things so many times where I'm in a situation where I'm thinking in the back of my head, I'm saying, alright, I got 2 days to do this. Or it might be first day down and second day up. And then I have to leave my sister's house at some time in the afternoon of the third day. So maybe I might have 2 or 3 hours to put something together, and it's going to be legal for the road, it's going to run, it's going to do its thing. And it just kind of, it weighs in your mind like you wouldn't believe. I've learned how to weld very well quickly from that. Yes, I have. But it really is a tough go on that one. Having your own car, having your own property, your own place to do things is definitely invaluable. And if you don't believe me about the rest, and even though I made a video about my car, and I showed you it, I certainly did get in the nitty-gritty of actually what's going on with it. So I kind of feel bad, because I like the car. I'm not big on 4 doors, but the luxury and the style, it's quite nice. So that's Maki Moto shop for today, and if you are in the same situation where your parents are not very supportive of the car hobby, you're not alone. To the kids who actually have parents that are supportive of it, and they put together whole cars when they're teenagers out of their parents' garage, rock and roll, kudos to you, because they've done some pretty amazing things. And they're probably going to go far and much further than I have, but until I get property, then it's not going to be the case. So I'll be back. I will make another video just to let people know what happens, and so far that's my situation with the car thing. So you guys have a good day, and yes, I'll be back on the tube.